Okay, guys, welcome to my seventh Android development tutorial, and we ended here. We ended up somewhere here in the last tutorial. And okay, so what about this? So now, as we created this application, the project. If you go into the project folder, you'll see the my application. You can see it. If you click on it, you can go to your app, you can go build, and you can find where your application is built, but our application yet is not yet built. So here is our editor layout, as I said. And so we came from this main activity.java. This main activity.java is where we write every of our Java code for our application. And what about this activity main.xml? So this file is an XML file which handles where we create our application interface, like buttons, and we create the view of our application, the widget, and all the stuff we need. So this is very small, but okay, this window here, after clicking on the activity main.xml, you find something here, this little blue stuff here. And this, what about this window? All this window from here, I said it is the editor layout. Okay, but also this side is also called the viewport, or the preview of our editing. And in this side we are this side is called the component design surface, the tree on design surface. This is component tree. Here we are going to explore about that, and this is where we choose our UI elements, like button, like image views, and other stuff here. Okay, now, so when I click on main here, main activity gets clicked on here, and when I click activity main, also open an activity main that is resting in somewhere here, in somewhere with layout activity main here. Okay, and so now what next? So are we going to do next? Okay, so now let's talk about this here. This is where we can, okay, now XML file is just a file that, or a grammatic programming language that we can use to draw or use to draw and configure our widget or our view, like button or like text on the screen, like image views and all that stuff like that. And actually it's just like a programming language that we use. So but instead of us learning a programming language, or trying to write UI elements with this grammatical language, we will just use this preview here and these tools here to just drag elements, but elements on the screen. And like if we need a button for an application, we just drag the button and place it on this blueprint here. So this little blue stuff is called blueprint of our application window. And so now this is the design of the XML file. But if you come here, you will find something like text. So when you click on text, oh, now this is where our real XML language lies in. So with this language we can use this language here, XML. It's not really a language, but it's just a grammatical language which they use for developing UI element on the screen. So you can see that instead of we learning about how to write UI elements with XML, we are just going to use this design here use the design of the XML to just drag and draw buttons on the blueprint instead of we use hard coding UI element on the screen like that. So now what next? So all this stuff here we are also going to use them later on, and we will see their function, how they affect our code. And so okay, now if we minimize all this stuff here, we can also get them back from here. And so this is blueprint, and now if you click here, select design surface, you click on this design here, it gives you a design of your application. And now if we still go back to blueprint, let's come back to blueprint, we go to design plus blueprint, it gives us the design and a blueprint of our application. And so just go to your blueprint, and now how to make this is very small for us to add UI element on this. So how can we make it very large for us? So we can also just close this side from here, and after closing that, we can also close this. How you can get other stuff, you can get that one from here, build, and you can get that. You can also get this one we close from here, and now we are having a little large blueprint that we can see. And what about this component tree? So whatever we use on our blueprint or in this area are going to be shown here. Whatever we drag from here, like if we drag a button from here and paste it here, it's going to show here. And what about this constraint layout? Constraint layout means it's like a container that we drop layout, we drop views in, or we drop buttons and text into. And what this constraint layout for do is it's position, and we use this container to position and configure how our UI element will show on this view here. So now in the next tutorial we are going to do some cool stuff. And yeah, so now with what I told you, you can just go to this text here, which you can just hard code your elements from here with your keyboard, and everything will be showing in this your preview here. But you can also use the design one, which is very fast, and you can choose, or you want the design or you want the blueprint. But we are going to use the blueprint. It's just the same thing, but we are going to use the blueprint. It makes us understand what we're doing. And also here is the button where we used to run our application, and we are going to use this button soon to run our application in the next tutorial. And when we click this button, but before we click the button, we are going to go to a tool here called Avd Manager. I'll talk about the Avd Manager, which is an Android virtual device manager, and talk about this SDK manager also. So before we go over here, so this is where you can see a tip: run app shift plus 10 plus F10, and when you click on this, it will say, okay, you want to run your app, but on which device you want to run your app. Okay, I want to run my app on my physical device or my Android virtual device. And when you click, your app gets run, and you can see you can test your app, and now you can also deploy it to Google. Android Studio is just like a whole tool for us to develop Android apps which import. And after creating your app, you can test them, analyze them, and then after finishing all that stuff, you can place them on Google Play Store and get some feedback from customers. And so see me in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my videos, and comment if you